Hello my friends, I am Hondo, and welcome back to our Let's Play of OpenTTD Season 2. This is episode 43. In episode 42, we made some improvements to a couple of our routes, namely over here, especially noticeable was this one, where I did two things. One, I cloned several more boats, we're up to 5 now, but two, I also employed a neat little trick that is something I should have thought of many episodes ago, but anyway. You'll notice that even though all I really have here is the boat, you'll notice it also has the symbol for a bus route. And the reason for that is I added a little tiny, it's very hard to see, but a little bus station deeper into the city using the control click method so that they count as the same station. So what that means is instead of this boat dock here only having access to somewhere around this much of the city, it also can include the radius of the bus route, which I think is somewhere around here. So we actually get the vast majority of this city. And I did the same thing over here as well. So again, it's really hard to see, but there's a bus station right here. So we are again getting very close to the full city. So that has definitely sped things up that way. We also created a new passenger route here. And even though this was a pretty short trip, I decided to do it by train anyway. The other thing I did is between episodes, as I mentioned, I went through to check on vehicle replacements, so I'll just buzz through the changes super quick. In terms of planes, there was a new one. It's a very slight upgrade, just a little bit more capacity. Otherwise, pretty much the same, so we upgraded that. In terms of boats, there was nothing new. In terms of road vehicles, there were quite a few, but they were all very similar. Basically, we are going to the 40-kilometer-an-hour bus or tram or what have you for pretty much all of them. So there are different names, of course, but their stats are all very comparable. Generally, it was a pretty decent speed upgrade over to around 40, and often a capacity upgrade or close enough to the same. That's worth it for the extra speed. Now, the one that I did find incredibly interesting when I went into the trains in order to do the upgrade from the Kirby Paul to the Cheney Jubilee, what I noticed when I went in to check on the cars, even though there's shouldn't be anything there, apparently there's two different kinds of both the passenger car and the Iron Hopper, and it's not just an appearance thing like I originally thought. There actually is a difference in capacities. So I went ahead and told those to replace immediately for both of them. In fact, this one's not even really, other than the bottom, it's not even really a visible difference. Here it's a definite color change, but still. I found that very interesting. I thought the different types were only, what an appearance change. I didn't realize they also had a capacity difference, so there's no reason we should not have that. They cost the exact same, they weigh the same, so they're not going to change the speed of the trains. They just carry more, so there you go. And with that, you are caught up. Once again, I have, well, still have from before, each of the types of vehicles on a screen somewhere, so those who are interested in a specific type only can see it. And with that, we're good to go. We have all missions being accomplished here except this one, which is clearly an error in the script because steel mills do not take livestock. Another passenger tram, so sure, I'll pop in and check that real quick. Where did that go? There it is, passenger tram. So 32 for 18. Yeah, so a straight upgrade. Absolutely. Very comparable. Okay. So it's just this one here that was being updated. I do remember these. These ones were one of the first trams we got. We had a really cute little whistle on it. I don't know if these Stanleys will have the same thing, but anyway. No matter. So we're rocking and rolling. Making good headway. We are going to be probably completing this one this episode, or getting to 99%, and we're definitely going to complete this one here this episode. In fact, fairly soon, especially if I put the speed up. So we'll be able to get a new replacement mission in for that. This one here, we're just going to have to wait till it expires, because like I say, this is a script error. These two things do not work together. If that was a factory, then sure, because factories take livestock, or if this was iron ore, then sure, because steel must take iron ore, but anyway, so yes, that iron one is complete, so we're just waiting on a replacement. And that would be good. There we go. So it is a huge order for iron ore to a steel mill over here somewhere. There it is. In fact, it looks like that's one we are already connected to. Why, yes, yes, we are. That's going to take a very long time. So let me see if there's another iron deposit somewhere, vaguely nearby, that we can double up the capacity on. Okay, looks like the next nearest one is either down here, or I could just extend this line to here. I think I'd rather just extend this line to here. And it's got pretty decent production, a little bit better than the one we have. So that's what we shall do. We shall simply extend that line a bit. And where's the beginning? There it is. Now we will run into a little bit of trouble. I may end up just doing 2 tracks. I don't want to get into the situation where I've got 2 trains trying to use the exact same route, as that never ever goes well. Oh, the next train is already available. That was quick. I knew they were fairly close together. I didn't think they were that close together. But yes, that is another direct upgrade. As you can see, it's, again, obviously it's far more expensive, but the speed increases a bit, the horsepower increases a bit. Direct upgrade. So, I do wonder though, does that also include new cars? No, it doesn't look like it. That would be just going back down to the old ones, so we're not going to do that. Okay, no problemo. Anyway, let's go back to building this line here. Okay, yeah, so we're just going to run parallel lines. They're a little bit apart from each other, but that doesn't matter. What I will need to do, though, is to have a second station here, or at least a second track for the station. So we'll just again use the control click method. So now that part counts as part of the same one. Where's my train? There it is. And we'll just connect that up. I think I've gone too far. Yeah, I have. Okay. That's fine. We'll just have it connect in the side back. It'll look like it's coming through the back, but that really does not matter. It's very difficult for me to see what's happening here with all these trees, but I think I've got that done. But I guess we'll find out if I'm not actually able to get a train to go the whole way. But it certainly looks like it's okay. It's a very long route, but it certainly looks like it should run okay. So we'll just place a depot down here somewhere. It doesn't terribly matter where. Right there, I guess. That'll do. And we can use one of our shiny new Jinzus. Awesome. And we need some iron. And again, yeah, that's interesting. So it doesn't want to give me the 35 as an option. So I wonder why it, well, I don't know. I really don't pretend to understand. Anyway, this is a good powerful train. It can support 4, although this, no, I'm just going to do 3 and full load them. It could support 4, but really on the actual iron mine itself, it really can't, doesn't have that much output, so I'd rather just do that. Anyway, so let's name this. So this is Nimboro Iron 2. What is this called? Okay. It's not easy having very little memory. Beet Grove. Okay. And we will set the route. Between here and here. Where's my depot? There it is. It's very hard to see these sometimes. With a depot stop in between, and at the Fort Nimbo side, we will do full loads. Okay. There we go. So that gives us a new train to watch, so I'll just pop that one out, pop this one in its place, and that will be good. So I need to watch this to make sure it's actually going to make the trip successfully, but I haven't got a spot missing any track or anything. You can see these go a little bit faster than the 112 that the Jubilees were doing, so that's very nice. That and they're more powerful, so they can get up to that speed a little bit better on hills or corners, what have you. So, like I say, they're more expensive, but they are a direct upgrade. So, let's make sure that I didn't mess this up here. Oh, looks good. That's the output side, so there was really nothing on that side to do, but that's fine. Let's let that zip across. And make sure that there's no funny business on this end. Yeah, those messages are fine because I do have those set to renew. Okay, so we can get in and out of that depot both directions, no problem. That's good. Let those buzz along. It's a pretty long route, but that's okay. For this much iron ore, even just having this one coming in occasionally will still be very helpful. It obviously won't arrive. It'll probably arrive, what, maybe a third as often as the other train does, but still, it will help. So that's okay. Yeah, I think we will finish this mission, this episode. It's so close now. It's really, in the 60 to 70 range, depending on rounding. So that's not going to take that long. Anyway, now we've activated this mine, and we just have to wait for it to actually start producing for us. Which it will do, but albeit slowly. Because that's basically 2 months worth of production, and it just dropped a little. That's not good. Maybe I should have only done 2 cars. Now, what I think I'll do is for this first trip, I'll say not to full load it, and then full load in future. That way, this thing can go ahead and start loading up this station while we're away, so then it won't be such a big deal to wait for it to come back. And the more I think about it, the more I think that yes, I am going to bring this down to 2 cars. Again, it's not in terms of the engine itself having trouble managing it, but only the mine it's servicing having trouble filling it. So, it does of course mean that paying the extra for the extra powerful steam engine was kind of a waste, but that's okay. I've said it before and I'll say it many times again, I'm sure I'm not doing this for efficiency's sake. I'm doing this for fun. Well, apparently one of the AIs crapped out again. That's okay. They fix themselves on their own as far as I can tell, because they've started and restarted many times, so I'm not overly worried about them. Anyway. Sorry about that, folks. I think the video quality just tanked. I noticed the frame rate just spiraled. Not sure why, but anyway. Maybe my computer can't handle having this many vehicles on the screen at once. I don't know. I do not know. Or maybe some background process has started up because my CPU is pretty high, even though it's really not pushed at all as far as I'm aware. Anyway. Okay, so this has got plenty. I guess I could have left the third car on, but that's okay. That's okay. I don't want to drain this mine so quickly that it collapses on us, so. I guess it'll be pretty much a quarters often because it's basically a double length route to go both ways, so that's okay. Like I say, it'll help. This mission's going to take a long time just because of the sheer incredibly sized volume they want. That was a terrible sentence. Let me try that again. This mission will take quite a while because of the sheer volume that they were demanding is very large. There we go. That was far, far better. Apparently my skills at speaking have deteriorated rapidly since I started recording videos. I wonder if that's some kind of YouTube thing. Because I do notice that happens once in a while with a lot of the other guys I watch. It happens a lot of times they'll complain they're getting tongue twisted or they're speaking sentences that make no sense or what have you. Yet when just speaking normally, like, out in the world, never have that problem. I think it's a case where you're sitting here trying to think of what you can say next because you want to keep making commentary so something's happening, but you don't really know what to say and you start thinking of two different things at once and you get all messed up. And apparently being a YouTuber is a little harder than I thought it would be. I thought this would be a pretty easy job, but apparently not so much. Anyway, so this has arrived. It's already profitable, but it should jump significantly. There you go. Yeah, so this train will make us a lot of money. So even though it's got, a very high running cost compared to earlier trains, it's still, iron's still worth enough that it'll be totally okay. And we're so close to this one. That's definitely going to finish very soon. So, anyway, let's go check on our boats. Okay, so we have a decent pile of passengers waiting there. And a decent pile there. So yeah, that little extra station trick has certainly worked. And what helps as well is these cities are growing a little bit. St. Whitville not too much, but Jibberg has grown a fair bit. It was around 1100 before. I think this one was around 800. Might have only been 6 though. I can't entirely remember, but either way. They will grow on their own. And I guess if I actually do add something else, like mail, for example, like an actual good, then maybe that will help as well. Because these do accept mail on both sides, or at least they should. The cities are definitely large enough. Oh, in fact, this one actually has a bank in it. A bank that's doing absolutely nothing. Awesome. Where's this side? Doesn't even have one. Maybe I will add a another boat in here, just for fun. Not for oil though, but for cargo. And then we need to set that. We'll do mail. Close that. And this will be what's the other side called? I've already forgotten. That's so sad. Whitville. Okay. Right. Okay. And we'll set the route. Right. From here through the depot. And here. And back to the depot. I won't do full loads, and off it goes. So I'll take the passenger one off and replace it with the mail boat. So that's our newest one. And off it goes. I probably should have told to do this one first because it's a lot closer. In fact, I think I will. It's much closer. It gets the one side activated for mail. Obviously the docks themselves are activated, but only for passenger traffic, because that's all that they're aware is happening. So it's not until this boat arrives that it'll actually see that there's also mail transport available. So these boats are just so slow though. So we'll put speed up a bit. There we go. So now we have officially activated mail at the docks here, so that will start to build up. And meanwhile, it now will... I never noticed just how much larger that it was than the pasture fair. I knew they were bigger, but I didn't realize they were that much bigger. No wonder they run slower. These ones can go 32, whereas this one can only go 24. Anyway, so let's go. Let that get rolling. That also gives time for this livestock mission to complete, which is nice. So we should have time to replace, like to build in whatever mission comes in, assuming it's not a duplicate. We should have time to add that before we end this episode. Hopefully, anyway. Unless there's something really strange about it. Alright, again, this side hasn't been activated for mail, so there'll be nothing for it to carry yet. So this is just an activation run right now. There we go, it is officially activated, and now there's mail going to start building up. Excellent. And on this side, that's a good pile. This thing holds, what was it, 160? So it'll either be full or very close to by the time it gets back here, because this is already... In fact, I think it's going to be... There's going to be stuff waiting. I think it's going to be over full, but that's okay. That's okay. Let's get the speed going up here again. Up until the frame rate drops again for some reason. Not real happy about that, but anyway. Excuse me. Actually, this passenger mission here may even finish before that one does. Because I've noticed this one's been climbing pretty quickly. We actually could have two of them to do, which is nice. Alright, so it's now at the maintenance portion. And yeah, it's definitely going to be full. In fact, there'll be stuff waiting. Excuse me, let me try that sentence again too. It will be full, and in fact, there will be stuff waiting left over. So at some point, I may even need to clone another mailboat. Anyway, that Ackworth passenger mission has completed, which is nice. I still think this one's going to complete any second now as well, but anyway. Our mailboat has arrived. It's getting all loaded up. And yes, there'll be stuff left over. There it goes. Okay, so that very, 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 very slow livestock mission that we've had for many episodes now is finally complete. So now we're going to get 2 new missions as soon as Busy Bee catches up. Our little plane's doing quite well. Obviously it can't anywhere near keep up with the amount of passengers that are waiting, but that's okay. Alright, the first mission's popped in. It is a coal mission to this power plant. So, let's get an idea of where the nearest coal mine is. Right here. Nice and close. Excellent. And it has very good production. That's also very good. Alright. And let us make a little coal train. the other one is a mail mission, so I'll set that up shortly. Let me finish the one we're on first, though. One disaster at a time or something. Can't recall what happened there. Oh, there's a hill or something there. I'm just going to try and get it to flatten. Landscaping is a bit expensive, but it's... Okay, so that just doesn't want to work at all, so we're just going to not do that. We'll just let there be a couple of extra corners. It'll slow the train down a little bit, but I think we'll be okay still. But there's still some kind of hill there. Let's try that. It's really hard to tell, of course, because there's so many trees I can't really see what's happening, but anyway. I think we're far enough along now that... There we go. Okay. Okay, so it's certainly not an ideal looking track, but it'll do the trick. Let's plug a depot in. So this one is coal. And we need a nice powerful engine for it. There we go. Actually, with that kind of production, I could probably squeeze another one on, or maybe even two more. We'll just do one though, that's fine. That should be sufficient for what we're doing. And that is coal. Oops. Coal to... Already forgot the name of the place. Menworth. Okay. Excellent. And that is not the window I was looking for. Where did my little train go? I must have closed that window. Okay, no problem. This is the one downfall to having all these windows open. I get mixed up as to which ones are which, so... But anyway, I will try to make things... Oh, apparently I haven't even finished the track yet. Alright, well I guess we won't start the train yet, obviously. Because apparently I have not completed all the track. I don't know quite what I was doing there, but apparently not well. Okay, now we're good. Close that, and we already have... We can close that and replace it with this train here. Close that, and that is now green to go. And we'll just watch that to make sure I haven't messed the track up anywhere else. And then once this activates, actually I'm going to tell it to full load, and then I'm going to shut it off once it actually sits there for a bit, gets a little bit of coal, then I'm going to shut it off so that the train can go and put it back on for next trip. If that makes sense. So I want it to stop here long enough to actually load at least a little bit of coal, but I don't expect it to wait for a full load on this trip, so we will let it get just a little bit, that's fine. So I'm going to shut full load off, so the train will leave, and then from now on, though, I do want full loads, if that makes sense. Makes sense to me anyway, hopefully it makes sense to everyone else. Anyway. Let's make sure that this is okay. It certainly looks okay so far. Okay, so that route is fine. Excellent. Where did the other one go? There it is. It is a mail mission to this city here. So I could make just a little road vehicle here, a train here, or a plane or something. Yeah, a lot of options on this one. I think I'm just going to do a simple road. Because these cities are so close together that I certainly could use other vehicles, but I don't really see a need to. Okay, so that connects them. Now we need truck loading bays, and we can actually put the proper loading bays on now, I think, apparently. I think the actual trucks we have now will support them. Before they were available, but the horses wouldn't access them, which was very strange. Excuse me, very strange, but I think the trucks we have now will. But I'm still going to stick just with the on-the-road type ones because that's all we really need for what we're doing. So one for there, and one, let's say, here. That should get pretty good coverage. We could probably do a little better, though, down here somewhere. Yeah, that'll work. And we need a depot. That can be on this little corner I made. Perfect. And these will be for mail. And we'll use these nice shiny new Stanley mail trucks. Okay, so this is... Come here. Holding down backspace and wondering why nothing's happening. Sodding Brie, Gesd, Field, Mail. Excellent. And its route shall be, of course, Jesfield, Maintenance, and Sonding Brie. If I can click on it, there we go. Not going to do full loads. I probably will end up cloning this vehicle, though. So we can take this off. We have a new road vehicle to watch. Excellent. Also want to make sure that this thing can turn around in a sane manner, so I think I'm going to just run a road across here so it can make a little bit of a loop. So I think that will go well. Alright, so that's active. And yes, it looks like it is going to come down and use my little loop. That's nice. Excellent. And on this side, it's going to come in here. How can I get to turn around? Okay, I guess I can just use this existing loop. That'll be okay. Accelerate that a bit, let it get going. And it will activate that station. And that's just going to continue down that road. It's hard to see because of the buildings, but that road just continues all the way down, and it can loop around and head its way back up. And it can hold 15 at a time. Let's get an idea of how many of them we're going to need. Okay, so there's enough for one full truck on its way back, so I think 2 should do it. So I'm just going to clone this thing once. At least for that side. On this side, I'm not sure if I'm actually going to be able to click on the actual station, because I put it too close to the city center. Oh, there it goes. Okay, yeah, I might need a third one at some point, but for now 2 I think will be enough. I just want to get this rolling here. I just want to make sure that this is marked as started, and then we're going to call it an episode there. Excellent, so we got some mail coming this way, so that should mean that this truck will become profitable, which is the first half of the battle. Okay, there we go. It's already profitable despite the first 2 trips being completely empty. And more importantly, let this thing zip down the road. So it can arrive in shiny Jesfield. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm not used to having 3 consonants in a row like that, but anyway. At least not with the S at the beginning. The S at the end would be okay, but anyway. So there we go. So that has dropped off. It is nice and profitable. It's full going back, and this thing shall update, and then we shall call that an episode, folks. There it goes. Okay, perfect. So like I said, we're going to call that an episode there. So until next time, everyone, please stay calm, and I hope you'll come and chill with me again in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye now.